Among the dilapidated houses in the old part of town, there was one shrouded in grim rumors, dusty, decrepit, with windows that hadn't lit up for years. It seemed like a dead void among the other buildings. The house once belonged to the Morozov family, but after their mysterious disappearance over 10 years ago, no one dared to enter it. That is, until one day, John arrived. John was a journalist who researched urban legends. He knew only a little about the Morozov house, mainly that rumors connected their disappearance to some ancient artifact. John didn't believe in the supernatural, but his desire to uncover the truth drew him to the eerie place. Upon entering the house, he felt a strange chill envelop him. Despite the warm weather outside, the floorboards creaked underfoot, and every room seemed to hold secrets from the past. On the second floor, John found an old writing desk with a dusty leather-bound diary lying on top. Its cover was etched with strange symbols, and the first page bore only one word: mirror. John began to read the diary. The initial entries were mundane, reflections on life, notes about the weather. But as he turned the pages, the tone grew darker. The last entry seemed to belong to the head of the family, Alex Morozov. He wrote about strange dreams in which his mirror reflection lived its own life. It whispered to him, showing scenes from the future and past lives, becoming more sinister with each encounter. The mirror takes souls, and it cannot be broken, or the curse will pass to others. Read the final entry. John felt a creeping unease. He scanned the room and noticed an old oval mirror on the wall. Its surface was cracked, yet it reflected everything with unsettling clarity. Suddenly, a shadow flickered in the mirror. John turned quickly, but no one was there. He looked back at the reflection and felt cold sweat trickle down his spine. In the mirror, behind him, stood a figure. John spun around, but the room was empty. He tried to convince himself it was just fatigue and nerves, but the mirror seemed alive. Its surface rippled slightly, like water. That night, John stayed in the house to continue studying the diary. However, his sleep was restless. He dreamed he was standing in front of the mirror, but his reflection was not him. It smiled a cold, dead smile and whispered, "Your time has come." John woke up, drenched in sweat. The room was dark, but he could distinctly hear whispers. They were coming from the mirror. Shining his phone's light, he approached it. On the mirror's surface, words appeared, as if scratched by claws. "Join us." The next day, John decided to take the diary to his friend Michael, an expert in the occult. Upon seeing the diary, Michael turned pale. "You need to get rid of this immediately. This mirror is tied to a curse. It feeds on the souls of those who look into it." "It's just an urban legend," John protested, though fear was growing inside him. Michael didn't argue, but handed John an amulet, claiming it would protect him from evil spirits. However, John didn't have a chance to use it. That night, the mirror in his apartment began to glow with an eerie blue light. Silhouettes emerged from its depths, faces with empty eyes, their lips murmuring inaudible words. The mirror began pulling John in. He felt his body stiffen as though paralyzed, and his soul seemed to be drawn out of him. At the last moment, he grabbed the amulet and threw it at the mirror. A deafening crack echoed, and the glass shattered into shards. John woke up on the floor. The mirror was gone, but he knew it wasn't over. The last entry in the diary now read, "You have freed us, but the curse remains." From that day on, John was never seen in public again. Those who visited his apartment said it was unnaturally cold, and in the reflections of his windows, they sometimes saw a figure that didn't belong to him or anyone else.